Today I'm going to discuss about motivation. I'm going to be really busy tomorrow. Normally I try to post videos about 3 times a week, but I'm going to post one today and probably post one early next week. But I was thinking when I was at the grocery store today, what I'd like to talk about today, and it's like when you're motivated. You have to figure out what inspires you or what makes you want to achieve what you want to do. And I have two things that or three concepts you really need to do. The first one is you find the root of that motivation or what keep that drive. The second thing is explore the positive as well as what I mean by the positive, what worked, what didn't work. And the third thing is you make an assessment. I say make assessments daily, weekly, even monthly. For instance, I didn't work the month of February due to the fact that I knew I was going to start ice cream, but it threw my bills behind. So I realized that I can't do that anymore. And what I have to do now is get motivated to get back where I want to be because I really want to get everything going with the psychology practice. So the point is, you have to assess where things are, where you're going with things. And going back to the first one is you got to find the root of your belief or what motivates you. For instance, myself, I'm trying to get my psychology practice, my coaching, mentoring business off the ground. And so the goal here is to find the root or how to achieve this. And my goal is to get everything done by the end of this month. So the point here is I've got two webinars scheduled. And remember that they're both on the 27th. They're both one I believe is at 10 o'clock on time management. The one at 11 o'clock is on empathy, increase empathy, is self-esteem. They're available on Eventbrite. But the point here that I'm trying to make is you try to find that root cause and figure out where you want to be. And then what you want to do is once you've accomplished that goal, what you try to do is assess what works, what didn't work, and then move forward. For example, like I said, the point was I didn't work the month of February, didn't want to get a part-time job or a temporary job. That was my fault. I really should have got a temporary job so I could have moved everything forward in March. So I'm really was behind, and now I'm starting just to get caught up to where I need to be. So the other issue is where I want to be. For instance, I want so much in savings, so much in checking, and then I got to transfer some stuff over there. So the purpose here is to find out what worked. What didn't work for me is I was off the month of February, even though I was doing data collection and do other stuff for my research. I could have probably at least worked somewhere part time and worked some issues out there, or I wouldn't have been so ego to get things done this month. And March always tends to be a transition month for me. Anyway, so the point is you work on that, and then you make assessments as to what works, what didn't. For instance, I'm off work today, but I'm working Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this because it's the one business. But I'm looking at assessing and maybe taking on a part-time job. I'm going to stop somewhere over the week and get a couple numbers and see something where I can work somewhere like during right after I do my one job and work in the late evening hours or whatever. But for instance, this afternoon I'm going to work on doing data collection, making some calls and getting some information to finish my research. So you gotta prioritize. Part of this is what works, what didn't. When you do this too, and I should add this, is prioritize. In other words, say what worked, what didn't work, and then try to lay out. I usually say in the mind, three things usually are the best thing to do because when you have three concepts at the most, one or two, three at the most, your subconscious is able to digest this. And remember, at this point when you assess and what worked and didn't work, our brain likes things that are in the comfort zone. So sometimes the best thing to do is go out of the comfort zone or go into what is unknown and then and to move forward. So if you feel that you're not where you want to be, then you need to assess where you need to be at that point. So the point here I'm trying to make is always do what you can do and assess what works. And I usually, like I said, I usually assess at the end of the day, and then I assess the day, like tomorrow. For instance, tomorrow I need to get up. I got to call my committee tomorrow morning, and I also want to do that. So I'm assessing where I got to be tomorrow, and I go from there. So anyway, that's where things are from there. So and then what you do is when you the final thing is about that is you assess what works, what didn't work, and then move forward. A lot of people will assess something and then say, well, I can't do this or whatever. And sometimes the point out of all this is there's two concepts that I always like to say is you got to be diligent for one, and you got to be patient. One of my faults in my life is that I always like things. I'm not much into instant gratification, but I want things to happen at a pace, and I have to always remember in my mind that I'm dealing with other individuals, and what I think is important, it may not necessarily be important to them. So the point, especially like with me doing data collection, the point is I've got to keep that distance and try to move things forward. So, but you don't want to be to the point where you're hostile with somebody and ruin a friendship. And that's basically what you're doing when you're getting motivated. Is you want to build those bridges, what I call build those relationships. And over the years, I've built some really solid relationships, and then some relationships I've really burned the bridge on. So, and that's part of the learning process in life too. So you don't want to burn the bridges on people. I've learned, like in the last 2 or 3 years, that I try to mend where I burnt a bridge, and some of them I can't repair, and I just have to move forward on it. And that's part of the issue as well. Is you just have to do. That's part of this assessing, daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. Is just being genuine and sincere. For instance, I met a friend for dinner last night, and you know, the issue was, you know, I'm genuine, and you got to be genuine, people. If you're not genuine, and you know, and sometimes people are taken back. But part of this I'm learning too is I used to think that I was an alpha male, and I used to think I was a strong ENTP. But I'm beginning to think myself as more of a Sigma male, which in other words, I kind of have my own groove where I want to be in life, and not necessarily I enjoy my downtime or alone time, and that's when I usually do my assessments. And so, and that's part of the growing experience in life too, folks. Is you grow as you get older on things. So the point I'm trying to make here, the essence here is what motivates you, what sparks you, what gets you up in the morning. Some people, it's hard for them. They say, "Oh, I got to go to work, and I don't like what I do." Well, then you need to assess and move on from there and say, "Well, what do I really want to do? What do I want to achieve? Where do I want to be?" And then you start setting up goals to be at that point. And then you take on the day and you be genuine. And the other issue, I was talking to a friend a couple days ago. You got to be in the present. You can't do anything about the past. Like, for instance, I can't do anything about February, January, and all that. All I can deal with is what's going on this day, on the 18th. I can't do anything about any other time. And so I got to make, when I go to bed tonight, I got to say, did I give my 100% effort for March 18th? That's what I have to say is, did I give my 100%? And if I didn't, then I have to say, what do I need to change? What do I need to work on? Move forward from there and everything else. So anyway, these are just foods for thoughts for you. But remember, when you're dealing with motivation, you got to find out, and let me repeat that, is you have to find that root foundation, what gets you motivated. And then you have to explore what works, what doesn't work, and be honest with yourself about that, what didn't work, and to improve on that. And remember, this isn't going to, changes aren't going to happen overnight. And then assess daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. And it's the little things. The little things, if you do the little things in life, they add up. So if you do a little things every day, by the end of the month, they become bigger. So anyway, thanks, folks. Please subscribe below and likes. I'm trying to get a number by the end of the month. Also, please look at my webinars. They're on Eventbrite, and sign up for them as well. And anyway, folks, have a great day. And you can reach out to me on my website or on Facebook. If you look on for B. Thomas Miller Psychology, you can reach out to me there. Or you can reach out to me on, I believe I got a spot on my Eventbrite. But remember, I do have these 2 webinars at the end of the month on March 27th. Anyway, thanks, folks. Have a great day.